So hi guys and welcome back to my channel. As we talked earlier, I promised that before the end of this week I will be doing a very important video which is about applying for Finnish universities, because the application period is actually next week, guys. The application period starts next week. So before even I say anything, just make sure after this video, if you have ideas of the schools that you would want to go to, please guys try and check if they need your language skills and if they need you to do IELTS tests or TOEFL. The reason why I say this is before it was compulsory for all schools. Like whenever we were applying to come to school here, we needed to already have the IELTS test ready. But then all of a sudden now I have noticed, like the last time this year when I helped someone do the application, it was not compulsory. So that's why I just want to highlight that. Some schools will need you to have Finnish, which is B1 level of Finnish language. So even though their classes are in English, please do mind that some of them may ask you to have Finnish level B1. So that's something I really wanted to talk about and really get it out of the way. So before I even get started, guys, if you're new, please remember to like, share, subscribe. We have new, some new subscribers since even the last video. So guys, please subscribe. I'll be really consistent this time and sharing a lot of useful content. Now, I won't lie, this is one of the boring videos that I have to make. Actually, there are probably 4 of the videos that I will make, because I have a feeling that people are very interested during this period to know about the school application, how to get au pair, what websites to go to, and some of the tips about au pair. So that's some video that will come very soon. And about the visa application. Now in this video I'm not going to talk about any visa application. So if you are interested about the visa application and the visa application process and what they need, please do check. Just keep watching and put the notification button, because I will be posting it very soon. And then last and not least, I have a feeling that I need to do a Q&A, because I have had a lot of questions about living in Finland, cost of living, are people nice in Finland, and etc. So let's get into the video of today. To the boring stuff. I know a lot of times, even if I say it's boring, but at the end of the day it's helpful. And the reason why I say it's boring is because I cannot really joke about this stuff, so it has to be straightforward, but I will try to make it as simple and easy as possible. So let's get into it. So the application period is gonna be from 1st January to around 19th. Now, you do not have a large number of days to do all these things, especially if you haven't done IELTS test or the TOEFLs. I think IELTS test is usually quicker than TOEFLs. And if you are in Nairobi, Kenya, nowadays they have online exams. So if you do not have that certificate, it expires every 2 years. Please do book it now in case the school needs it, so that by latest 19th or 15th of January, you have applied. Now, not all schools are going to be in the joint application board. What I mean by this is, before, all schools were, most of the universities of applied sciences were under the joint application, whatever, FINIPS, which meant that if you did an exam, let's say I did an exam for, say, Naoki nursing, and I didn't have to apply to, what is it called? My results would be accepted by Oulu or Uvascular or like that. But now things have changed. That means that you really have to check those schools that will accept each other's results and those that will not. Now someone will be like, how does that benefit you? So to really verify, it's like if I got 59 marks, right? And I had applied to Uvascular Oulu, let's say Savonia, Helsinki University of Applied Sciences, and I had done nursing for all these 4 universities. Now their cut mark is not the same. So it means if I had 59 marks, maybe Savonia, their cut mark is 60, and Helsinki, their cut mark is 70. But then you have like Seinäjoki University of Applied Sciences, their cut mark might be 55. So that means that even if I missed the cut mark of these other 2 or 3, that means I'll be taken then in Seinäjoki, even if I didn't choose Seinäjoki as my first choice. That is what used to happen in Finnips. But now you really have to go and check the schools that are under Finnips and the schools that are individual. Also, before, we could do one exam that was acceptable by most or all schools, but now some schools are offering their own individual exams. So that's something else you need to check. Now, in Finland, we have universities, we have vocational schools, and then we have universities of applied sciences. In vocational schools, you have skill schools like carpentry, cleaning, and things like cooking. Now, check out the vocational schools as well, because sometimes you will have a school that is having free education. So some of the vocational schools might still have free education. So all you need is probably things like just the accommodation and food, like to show that you have money for that. And if you find these schools, what is it called? I know you are thinking like cooking. Oh, there are jobs, guys. Even a carpenter, there are jobs. In Finland, it doesn't matter if you're a cleaner, it doesn't matter if you're a doctor. The salary kinda, well, there might be a difference, but trust me, you're not poor and you're not doing as bad as if you are doing the same job in another country. So please do check them out. Now, if you're in university or in University of Applied Sciences, there is no big difference there, guys. And you won't be seen as less because you went to the University of Applied Sciences, which was before known as Polytechnics. And if you went to the university, really there is no big difference. Now, most of the schools that offer courses in English are in applied sciences. But that doesn't mean you do not check universities. And just because they're universities doesn't mean that their criteria is like up there and the other is down there. No, I don't even know what the difference is, guys, to say the truth, because it just feels so fair, like really. Another thing is all universities of applied sciences, it doesn't matter. Even if you go to what you've termed as a village, guys, everything is kinda the same. 95% of the content, if I'm studying in Helsinki and someone else is studying in Rovaniemi, which is like up, where Santa lives, we are having the same content. So if after a year I am like, no, I don't feel this cold, it's too cold up there, well, Santa, goodbye, you can always come down to Helsinki, you can always transfer. So that's something that is really possible. Now, tuition is not free. Not anymore, guys. Are there schools that might offer tuition free? I don't know, you can tell me. There's vocational schools, yes, but according to universities and universities of applied sciences, there is fee. Now, there is no standard fee. So that means each school has its own school fee, has its own rules. So that's something you need to individually go and check the schools themselves. Now, most of the internationally like programs that you'll find in English are international business. You have nursing, you have IT, you have logistics, and what is it called? Logistics engineering. And guys, don't be afraid because you're hearing, oh, it's logistics engineering. If you really have a passion, try it. You have up to 6 tries. You can do up to 6 different courses during your first entrance exam, and you can do up to 6. You can book 6 different schools. You can book 6 courses in the same school and do all their exams, 6 different schools. Like you have up to 6 choices. So don't be afraid, guys. Try. Like during my time, I did international business and I did nursing. And that doesn't mean that because you chose all of them, they'll be like, this guy is trying too much. No, actually, sometimes you get accepted for 2 or more. Like I got accepted, I remember, a time in business, and then there was nursing. So I chose nursing. So really, guys, do apply. Don't be afraid. Go for it. So I'm also trying to think, guys, because that's a lot of material. So what will you get in your entrance exam? That's usually a very important question. Now, number one, there will always be mathematics. Now, I hate math, but I'm here, right? So that tells you that the mathematics is really basic. But don't just like undershadow it and be like just basic, because trust me, for me, when it came to math, I struggled a lot with probability, which is something that will be there. So probability, board maths, and other basic mathematics skills. Now, sometimes the schools go to their Facebook pages. Sometimes they offer like example of things that you can study. You can Google online like example of exams, mathematics exam that comes in entrance exams in Finland. You might find something, and sometimes even in some chat groups. So that is something that really I won't be able to do for you, but that's something you can go and check. Now, there is most probably gonna be an essay. The first essay is pre-reading material. That means you are sent like in February. Once they accept your documents and they acknowledge you, then they can send you like a link like inviting you for the entrance exam, and they can give you some pre-reading material where they allow you to read, then you'll answer the questions later, which they will give you during the entrance exam. And then on the exam day, there can also be another essay. Now, these essays are not hard, guys, but please do research, because sometimes some people have pre-reading materials that they have put online. Do research. And last but not least, there is an interview. Now, sometimes the interviews might be a group interview or really individual. It depends on the school and what they are feeling at the moment. I just know that in the interview, if it is a group interview, especially in nursing, guys, one tip that I will give you is what they're trying to check is your skills when you're working with other people. So don't talk too much, allow others to talk. Show interest, show that you're listening, nod your head, stuff like that. And when people are talking, do not go there like you're correcting so rudely. No, that person is wrong. You can say, to add on to this person's point or this and that, I think this will be appropriate. Like they just check how you conduct yourself, how you're speaking. Like don't be quiet and don't talk too much, because remember, nurses, we are more listeners than we are talkers. So that's one thing that I wanted to put out there. Now, what else have I forgotten? Just remember, guys, about the B1, especially in nursing. In business, I haven't seen any school asking for B1 Finnish skills. But for nursing, I have seen several schools that are asking for B1. So before you apply, please do check if a school is asking for B1 in Finnish language. And I know you're like, oh, now we need to, like, you need even the Finnish skills. But don't be bummed out. There is really nice schools like LiQWYD wasn't asking for B1. Vasa, Novia wasn't asking for B1. Savonia wasn't asking for B1. Satakunta University of Applied Sciences is not asking for B1, and the list would go. Oulu is not asking for B1. Centria was not asking for B1. So there is a list of schools that are not asking for the B1. So do try and check that out. Now I know we said we'll talk about scholarships, and there are scholarships. Now you're thinking like, woohoo, I do not have to pay school. Well, these scholarships are kind of different. So this is what most of the schools were offering according to my research. So there was this thing they were calling LiQWYD. That is, if you pass the entrance exam and they accept you, they do know that you have been accepted probably in other schools as well. So they tell you that they are giving you a certain period of time to have accepted their school and maybe to have paid the fee. And if you do pay the amount of money that they want at the amount of duration that they have given, then they cut off like some money out, and it can be a lot of money. It can be like 1,500 euros. Hey, who doesn't want such a discount? So for me, I would call it more of a discount than a scholarship. So yeah. And then the other thing was, in other schools, the fee would be in half. Like their early bird was literally in half. They would say, like, if our school fee is gonna be 8,000 euros, if you apply the school during this certain period, we are gonna actually cut off half of your school fee to 4,000 euros. That's reasonable money for a year, really. It's just 400,000, and that's something I think having your student visa and working as a student, you can easily even top up that money, help your parents pay a little, that you're just not lazy. So that was something that I really liked about that. And also, most of the schools, most of the applied sciences were giving the option that if you do reach a number of credits, and these credits, guys, it's not like you have to work so hard to get them. These credits, the school has already arranged that you are actually supposed to get these credits. And if that doesn't motivate you enough about the money, the migration also needs to see that you have not just come here to work, that you have actually been attending classes, you didn't come here to sleep. Otherwise, they ASAP deportation. And of late, guys, they have been doing a lot of deportation. So I wouldn't take the risk. So I think those credits that they give are actually very much attainable. Forgive me, guys, I'm trying to talk as fast as I can. English is not my first language, so yeah. So anyway, that is very attainable. So I think you can get the 50% off of that like chunk of money, which for me, I think it is really a lot off. So yeah, that is the 3 types of scholarships that I really got. If you have heard of any other scholarships, maybe there's a school that is free, hey, do comment down below, guys, because there are people who really want to hear this good news. So now, how much is school fee? You might be wondering why I'm talking about scholarships and why I'm hyped up about scholarships, because scholarships in this case are life-saving. And I'm not just saying that because I have to say that. It is because if I will talk about me as being Kenyan, because that is where I relate most, and most Kenyans will relate with me. But anyway, if you're from around the world, you can round it off. Now, school fee is around 4,000 to 15,000 euros. Someone is probably wondering, how much is that? At this time, 4,000, guys, is not just 400,000 Kenya shillings. If you round it up to the euros, you times 128 or 130, that gives you easily almost half a million, really. So that's a lot of money after, even if you're getting a scholarship. So imagine if you have to pay at first, because some schools wear that you pay the full amount. So if the school fee is 9,500, you needed around 1.2 million Kenya shillings to pay the school. And then if you do attain the 60 credits, they return half the money, or they carry forward half the money to your next year. And then if you do not attain, then you have to add the money, if you get what I mean. So school fee for me is a little bit on the upper side, but I believe there are schools that are really trying, because I know like a school like Savonia, guys, I know the school has a lot of demand, because once you got like the early bird off and like you paid the fee and you attain the credits easily to 300,000 Kenya shillings a year. Come on, guys, if you have a student visa, we all know that you are allowed to work at most 25 hours a week, if I remember. Yeah, 25 hours a week during school days. On long holidays, like now when people are on Christmas break or winter holiday and autumn holiday, which is usually a week long, and during summer, there is no limitation. And take this, guys, this very seriously, because people have been deported for overworking more than 25 hours when they shouldn't. Because when you do apply for these applications, they do ask for your payslip and your bank statements. So sometimes they will notice that you have worked more than you shouldn't. Now, let us go through which websites you are supposed to apply to. Now, when you want to apply for school in Finland, you just type in the Google search button, study in Finland. It is as simple as that. And you will see these two links or pages that I have put here. And one of them is the study in Finland page, and the other one says cookies studyinfo.fi. Now, we'll first look at the study in Finland page, So when you open it, the first thing you see is this page right here. So it looks something like that. It's gonna be somewhere. And then I'm sorry guys, because I'm also checking out my computer so that I don't lose you guys in any process. So once you click on it, there will be, you go on your very far left corner, there's those three lines. Do click on that, because that opens like the next place where you're supposed to go to, and then you see this list of pages. Sorry. And you have universities, admissions, and scholarships highlighted. Now, you will click on the admissions place, because that takes you to some of the admission things that you need to know about, and you will find choose your program or check in for admission information, and below there is like apply to programs and for scholarships, etc, etc. What we are most interested is the first one, choose your program. And you can see on that first line, the first sentence, there is the studyinfo.fi, which is highlighted. Do click on that, because it will take you to a page where you can search for study. Like you want to do nursing, click nursing on there and see what schools come there. You want to study business, put it there, and just environmental something, just put it on there and see if they have that degree program in English. These degree programs that will come here are going to be in English. Yeah, not in any other language, just in English. Now, when we go to the second page, which is cookies study info. So when you go to the study info, when you open the page, it looks like this, and below there you can see somewhere just below there talking about bachelor's degrees in English and how you can apply. There is about masters, and also guys, it has a lot of videos that explain more about schools, vocational schools. It has videos literally from daycare, like how the process of schooling in Finland is, what each course of school does, and everything. So if you really wanna apply, I suggest that you really check out these pages. They look a bit complicated at first, but they're actually really easy to use. Play around with everything, and in these same two pages, you can really find even all the schools. There are not that many, guys. Take your time to check which schools you want to apply to. It can take a whole day. It can take 2 days if you have good internet, because you want to be thorough. You remember, you have to check if they need your English, because not all of them need it. If they need the B1, how much is the school fee? Because some of them are cheaper than others. Are they giving scholarships, etc.? And are the exams in Finnish, or are the exams individual? So those are the things you really need to research. Now, because of COVID, all exams are online, which is a good thing, and they are free. The last time I checked, they are free. You do not need to pay any entrance examination fee. So guys, the next thing I'll talk about is the visa. Once you get your visa, what can you do? I already said earlier, you can work 25 hours a week, and during summers and on holidays, you have no limit of time. Like you can work, even if you want to work 24 hours out of 24 hours a day, that's your problem. Make as much money as you want in any job that you get. That's fine. Another thing, you can travel around Europe. There is no limitation. You can stay in another country, in another European country, up to 3 months. But do check the rules and regulations of other countries just to be on the safe side. But of course, you can, with your visa, without these COVID restrictions, you can travel to any European country. It's also easier to get like visas to go to the States and other countries, which would have been way harder if you had applied, for example, when you are in Kenya, like for example. So guys, I hope you love this video. Remember that there is still the how to apply for the visa, the requirements and everything, the do's and the don'ts, like why do we not get the visa and what should we do to get the visa. That's another video. The au pair video is also coming out, and last but not least, we have the au pair, which is something that I'm gonna address. So do put the notification button on so that whenever I post a video, you get to know. Thank you guys, and see you next time.